Hey everybody, so happy to do another video after a very long time that I haven't done any videos, and I want to apologize for that. I realize that um, it's important for me to keep everyone updated of what's happening, and as part of being a peer worker. I mean, this is something that is in the core of it, I guess. So I just want to share what's happening on my side. Um, I'm having a lot of challenges in life, in real life, sort of, which I'm handling really well. Financial, I have tenants that left my granny flat that I rent out and um, left damage, didn't pay rent for a while as well. Agencies, three of them, that didn't do their job, like for the same property, like one and then another one that bought them and then another one when I replaced them, all did the wrong thing. My old house, the same thing with the same agency, didn't handle it well, so I'm basically out by a lot of money. um, in the same time, I'm starting, I'm trying to keep up with my studies, so that takes time, of course, and I'm learning a lot of really, really important things. I'm doing peer support, mental health peer support course, and it's really good. I really learn a lot of stuff that has to do, translates immediately to, to how to deal with anything that is thrown at me in this capacity. So helping people in my specialty, I guess, is like tapering benzodiazepines and antidepressants the right way, um, and helping people, holding their hand and doing all of those things. And it's really good. I really learn a lot from it, but of course it takes time. So that sort of impedes on my ability to do a video every day if I wanted to do that. That's not so easy to do, but I'm trying. And of course, um, I'm having some family issues that I need to resolve, that are very deep. I have to a lot of things that I have to say. If it was happening a year ago when I was still basically toward the end of my benzo withdrawal, actually, I think like it's exactly a year now that since I've finished the taper, but no, maybe a little bit less. I don't know, 9 months to like a year, something like that. Um, and I have to say, with everything that's happening, I'm really good. I'm really, really good. Um, I don't feel stressed most of the time. I do a little bit more now because of everything that's happening. Finance is always something that scares everybody. Especially like when I just basically lost $10,000 or so, because of those issues, the minimum of that, and finding it really hard to get help from the government, just like it was with the. I do have an update that is a bit triggering, so I'm sorry about that. But APRA, which is the regulatory body here in Australia, the federal one, to handle complaints about doctors, but also to register them and everything. I made a complaint, first of all, to the Queensland Ombudsman, OHO, and then they referred it to APRA. And after 6 months, so last month, I basically made the complaint against the doctor that gave me the benzodiazepines in the first place. And they basically said that, sent them a letter saying, oh, he didn't do anything wrong, where I gave them a very detailed letter. So that was a day of, that I felt pretty low. I did write back, complaining about it. I used ChatGPT to find out what I can do. ChatGPT, I have to say something about that. Sorry, in the meantime, like it's really helpful, but it's also can give you a lot of false information. So it did in this case, said that this thing in the law says that you can make this appeal, or that you need to do that or this, and I've sent them that, and they said, "Oh no, we revoked it or something that sounded like they basically whatever you can't do much other than complain to another ombudsman about how they handle it. I think back to the Queensland one. So that's their way of just tiring you. I know for a fact from my clients from New Zealand and my Benzo friends from New Zealand, that they have a fund there to, and one of them actually got compensation for what happened to them with the benzos. I didn't even get anything, even though that doctor gave me, basically up to 4 milligrams of clonazepam, 80 milligrams equivalent in Valium, out of nowhere. And was sleeping through it, and basically they just said, "Oh, we don't need to do anything because the doctor did some course or something." I'll do another video about that, definitely. But there is it's hard. I feel like in the last year, or not year, in the last 6 months, everything is going against me. I have so many dramas and so many problems while I'm trying to save people from not only the benzo bad tapers that the doctors give, but also fighting the good fight against people in this community that are doing the wrong thing by them, and not really getting a lot of I'm sort of feeling like I'm doing it alone, like a lot of things, I guess. I'm trying. This is me. I try to. I feel very strongly against injustice, and I'm trying to do the right thing, and I'm always disappointed that other people around me that I actually help, the people that I advocate for, don't appreciate it or don't actually stand up for themselves too when I'm there to hold their hand, and I'm getting the ricochets and everything. But I'm not going to stop doing it. I'm just saying that it's not easy. It's not an easy road. I know about I'm still there. I'm still in the groups. I know about the whole situation that was in beating benzos, where I was involved too, by the way. I was telling that guy that was the developer that, warning him that I'm coming after David and Rosalind, and that he's doing the wrong thing by the law, providing them a platform, and that website closed. I'm pretty sure that it happened because me telling them that I'm going to complain about them, which I have, and I've recently reminded the body that I complained to them, about them against, because they're doing it again. As far as I know, David is still giving linear water tapers to people, and I just don't understand how people that are, how can someone who's so close, he's 80, to just has so much life experience about doing the right thing, still working from his ego, and continue to do something that he knows for a fact that is harming people. Because I had a lot of people, in the last, 6 months, that came to me and said, "Oh, David gave us this, taper plan," or some other person that blocked me without even having to chat, trying to chat with me, other people that are taper coaches, and that person, their client is, talking to me and they tell me, they gave me this, and I'm feeling worse and worse, and then I'm looking at it, it was like a freaking linear taper, and I'm like, why are you not telling them? They don't know. I mean, that's the job of those people, to do the right thing. It doesn't help also that, sometimes, I have some clients that are amazing. I expected that. Like I said, I have a mom who was a psychiatrist for 40 years, so I know how it works. But they, I put 3 hours into someone, who's on the edge, and it's really wants to do something that I know is going to be potentially very harmful for them, and I'm basically holding their hand, trying to help them, giving them all the information I have. Then I'm charging them for like, the $90, what is it, like, yeah, 90 US dollars that it costs to see me for 2 hours. And they're like, oh, we'll pay you in 2 weeks, we'll pay you in 4 weeks. Oh, we didn't know we need to pay. When I, potentially just save them from paying, if they, I know luckily people don't have the money to pay for that, who's charging potentially $40,000. I'm not going to say a lot because obviously I don't want defamation cases on my head, but I made a video about it and it's legit. But yeah, I'm in my opinion, I'm trying to save them from bad advice, and yeah, and they don't appreciate it. But I have to continue to do what I'm doing. I have to continue to. This is sort of, what I want to do. It's just disheartening, especially when you see. I'm just being honest. I'm being completely honest. It's not like from my side of things. Maybe not professional, but I'm not. I don't see myself as anything other than a peer support worker, like someone on your level. So, it's just, I guess, when you try to do things that will help people and you take in such a low amount, and in your previous life you've been a programmer who was making double the amount like per hour, and now I can do a triple, and I'm still charging a very low fee for for a independent person, and people maybe see it. I'm like literally like, if it was like a price in one-on-one, like, a price, a person that's professional would just say, well, you need to charge 3 times your amount, because people don't see the value when they give them something for free, like I have, or when you give them, but I know that the people that most of them literally don't have the money. They stopped working, or they're not able to handle more, for me it started from financial stress, so I don't want to push it on other people, but I still need to pay my mortgage. So what do I do? That's the question. Sorry, it's not a very, this is sort of like a from the heart kind of chat that I'm doing with you guys. Like I said, luckily, I mean, if anything, it shows that the stuff that I do take works. So, I'm still taking paroxetine, which I'll need to, like I said, a lot of times I'll need to taper. But at the moment, I don't think, and that's something that I also tell to my clients, you need to choose the time. You need to do it in a time where you can do it. So I won't do it if I don't have stability, financial stability. And, I learned my lesson. I have other stuff that helps way beyond that, because like, the stabilium saves me for the anxiety, that, like I'm literally normally I don't have any anxiety, even with everything that's happening around me. I could have, if it, like I said, I started to say before, if it happened like a year or 2 years ago, I would be completely like, be in a psych ward, but from the anxiety, but I'm okay. And yeah, and I just need to move on and continue to do this. So I've also put it, and I mentioned this again, the groups for people that really don't have the money for one-on-one. That's only $10 after 3, like the first 3 ones are free. I might actually change that too. I'll also charge more because people just don't take it, even though it's free. And that's just like, on the level of peer support. So you meet me, you talk to the other people, and meet myself in sort of like a sharing environment, and we get to know each other, and you basically get some benzo friends on your side. And yeah, and then I finish it with with a meditation that's specifically built. I want to build it for people that are coming off psychiatric drugs, so antidepressants and benzos specifically right now. And yeah, and and I hope it will help. So if you want to do that, just, it's very easy. You go to my website, thetaperman.com, and you book one of those sessions. Once I see that there's people book those sessions, it will happen I think I'm putting now every Sunday and every Wednesday, and the times are different depending on where you are. If the times don't work for you, let me know, because it might be just you and maybe some other people, like maybe a few people. So I'll try to move it. I'm in Australia in the Gold Coast, so just take into account that it needs to be AEST friendly. But yeah, I'm trying to do it. And even if it means that I have to do it like very late at night for people from, Europe, or, I think I do it like when it's evening in the US. I think not sure if Wednesday or Sunday, but one of those. And of course, everyone in Asia or in New Zealand, it works really well for them because or if you're in Australia as well. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today. Not editing, nothing. I know I'm talking a lot. Oops, sorry. Normally I edit those videos, but I wanted to do like a heart-to-heart thing. So yeah, like, subscribe, the whole thing. Also for my website, thetaperman.com, you'll be able to, it's all in the description. You can subscribe and you'll see some blog posts. I'm going to start doing it pretty soon, like probably this week. And yeah, and if you need help, I'm here. Just contact me and we'll talk it out, and yeah, I'll try to help you. All right? Okay, guys, see you in the next one. Take care.